Celebrity Book Club. Who's that knocking at the door? It's all your friends, you filthy whore. Your husband's gone and we've got books and a bottle of wine to kill.
It's Hollywood.
It's books.
It's gossip.
I'm shook.
It's memoirs.
It's martinis.
It's Studio 54.
It's Celebrity Book Club. Come read it while it's hot. Celebrity Book Club. Tell your secrets, we won't talk. Celebrity Book Club.
No boys are allowed.
Celebrity Book Club.
Say it loud and proud.
Celebrity Book Club.
Buzz me in, I brought the Cuervo.
Hey, best friend!
What is up, Liliana, Katharina, Maratosa, Esquire, PhD, CFP certified?
What is up, Stephen Phillips Horst, also known as the hyphen, because you come from parents who are working parents from the 80s,
Hell
second
yes.
wave feminism, working mothers, working fathers.
Working fathers, my mama keeping her name in the bloodline, not giving it away to a man.
No, thank you. She said it's going in the mother freaking middle.
That's right.
In the middle. Welcome in the middle. Today is gonna be a revelation. It's gonna be a fucking wake up call. For many,
Yeah.
you might feel hurt.
Yeah. But ultimately,
but get back on the horse
Yeah.
and don't buy a horse.
And this is meant to be a healing process for all of us, for listeners and hosts alike. We, of course, are talking about a subject that can hurt, a subject that has ended marriages, a subject that people have gone to war over for many, many millennia.
A subject that may have you feeling like there's no way out. I am stuck.
A subject that can also be super liberating if you were, I don't know, born rich. So obviously we're talking about finance.
And not just finance, we are talking about basically one of the Bibles of finance written by lesbian financial advisor
Suze Orman. And her book, which is called
Young,
Fabulous and Broke. It's actually called The Money Book for the Young, Fabulous and Broke. But YFB is
kind of
a phrase she coined. And of course, we thought, because listen, at the end of the day, while Lily and I are both actually certified financial planners, we thought, why not bring someone who has a little bit more knowledge to the table, who's such an acrobat in this space, someone who has been doing the dance for years.
a clown and an acrobat in the space. Someone, a pioneer. I hear her chiming in right now from a little street called Wall Street. It's someone who is the ex-wife of Warren Buffett.
She's been called the raging bull of financial meme accounts. She, of course, is our longtime friend, collaborator, former lover, mistress, skincare guru,
financial pop star. She is married to the freaking Dow.
Let's say it together.
Haley Sachs, a.k.a. Mrs. Dow Jones.
I just went public.
Hello!
IPO.
IPO.
S&D, NASDAQ, Dow.
S&D, that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
the S&D.
Okay, just let you know where we're sort of starting.
Yeah. So this is the sort of levels of financial literacy that we're at. So Lily has put a lot of money in the S&D, and that's going to be a problem for her. We'll understand why. Can I ask, I said a lot of stuff about CFPs earlier. Are you a CFP?
No, because
Not to pry,
but I've done a lot of the classes.
Okay.
And
You're in training?
I'm in training, but the business sort of took off right as I was,
The business of just generally being Mrs. Dow Jones.
Yes. I've launched my university. I have my Money 101 course.
Wow.
Do you have to be a certified CFP to have a course?
No.
Dope.
So,
yeah, write it on up.
yeah. So I said, instead of learning, let me teach. Because the best teachers are students.
Do you think John Harvard was a CFP when he founded Harvard University? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
He was just a guy with a dream.
Do you think Mr. Wells Fargo read Suze Orman's book before he started Wells Fargo? I don't think so.
No, and maybe
and
he
it
should
shows.
have.
It
Yeah,
shows.
it really shows. It's chaos over there at
It is.
WF. Yeah.
No, and that's why.
This is what they need. They just need this book.
Yeah, they need to sit down and really rail through it. So we read this Suze Orman book, and wow, it was a journey. It was a dream.
It was really
It was
fun
a dream
to read.
and a journey, and I do wish I read it 10 years ago, but whatever, she still counts 30 beep as young, broken, fabulous.
What is the
age.
cutoff?
I think it's 35.
Okay.
No, I think
That's the
she said
vibe I got.
20s and 30s.
Yeah,
But I don't think, I think she meant like 35.
it's the cutoff.
Yeah. 40, she doesn't have a book for you. She said middle-aged, broke, and not so fabulous.
Yeah.
She has others. She's like, if you're 40, read my other books.
Yeah, she's like, and she has a few.
Yeah, she has tons.
She's got something for everyone.
But I felt, I was like, this feels to me like her kind of superstar book.
And it was interesting reading it because I realized like pretty shortly into it that it was for people who were really broke.
Which I like. So at the very beginning of the book, she basically lays out the criteria for like what it actually means to be broke. And like, this is not that friend of yours who's like, oh, I'm so cash poor right now.
But I said rich.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like being broke actually means like you are living paycheck to paycheck. You have a lot of student loans. Like
You have no family money. No one is supporting you.
No cushion. Like you're fucked if you ever like suddenly have to pay a shit ton of money. Like
You are your own like bank, and the only way that you can make money is just like having a job.
Right.
Which, as we all know, they don't pay much.
No, they really don't.
No, they certainly don't. Because like, so I'll start off. I'll say I would say I've never been broke. I will just put that out there. And like,
It's brave.
thank you so much. And you know,
But you've definitely been the girl that's like, I have no cash. And when you say I have no cash, it means you haven't gone to the ATM. You're like, I literally have no cash.
that's what it tends to be. I mean, there have been times, and I say that because like, and again, I'll just say it. I was sort of born like, I do want to say rich in this way.
No, we know you live at the Ritz-Carlton in Boston.
Right. Okay,
And
well,
you didn't always live at the Ritz. You lived in a suburb of Boston before that.
Okay, the idea that I'm commuting to Dumbo from the Ritz in Boston to record a podcast.
I love that.
Let's put that wild rumor to bed.
The helipad.
Man that gets all of his work done at the you took the heli from the Ritz in Boston.
That's such a Boston commute, helipad from Dumbo to Boston, because Dumbo's pretty Boston.
But it's
I'm
worth
finding,
it.
yeah.
It's worth it. You know, the quality of life in Boston is just so much better.
It's so high. The access to culture, to restaurants. I mean, the harbor alone.
The views.
The Charles River.
Hello.
Lobster.
Hello. And your family's there.
And yes, and I love hanging out with my parents. But I will say, so
You've never been broke. So this book was like, okay, like not for me, but fun to read.
Well, no. First of all, there's a lot of stuff in here that is useful.
Yes,
There's
King.
also stuff in here that I would say like were very lessons that I actually think I kind of have applied somewhat throughout my 20s. Because I will say like I've never been broke because I've always had a cushion. Like I got the grandma money.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, throughout most of my 20s, now it's like my income was very low for many, many years. And like
Starving artist vibes.
starving artists, I mean, when I worked in politics, like I think we all know
Oh, I mean,
people don't make a lot of money in politics.
You were paid in hand touches and butt squeezes.
I wish.
I
I like
know.
never got fondled.
I know. It's my biggest regret.
And
I worked at David Letterman. He never tried a damn thing.
yeah. When is he gonna get canceled? I'm kind of waiting for that. Oh no. He did like have a baby with someone
No, he did get canceled, but then he came right on back and he
with the beard,
acknowledged
with his big indie beard.
indie beard, the kind of beard that says, I go down on girls.
Yeah, I love to go.
God,
down.
that beard is so. I like to pleasure a woman.
Yeah, for hours, honestly.
I don't want her to reciprocate. I just want her to enjoy herself.
When people say that, you're always like, hours?
Yes.
Can we maybe just.
You're up there reading Young, Fabulous, and Broke.
Yeah.
saying,
No, at a certain point, I'm just.
thinking about the
Suze
FICO
definitely
score.
wants hers too. Like if you're, she wants both sides to get theirs.
Well, Suze, who
We have so much to talk
Yeah,
about.
we should, because she
Well,
says she
I'm
never
letting
gets
you-
penetrated. But we should get into that later.
Well,
on.
we'll get
Let's
into that
think-
later
yeah.
in segments with her because she
Yeah.
came out as a lesbian, which is like huge for her and was huge for the whole community.
Right. So she's the top.
But to quickly just
Yeah,
like
let's finish
just
kind of
like
round
see
table.
where everyone is. Lily, would you describe yourself as broke or having been broke in the past?
Yes, and I am someone.
And
Also,
fabulous.
kind of. Yeah, I feel like definitely heavy on the fabulous. I would say broke for most of my adult life. These past few years, I have not been broke. Past 2 years, and I
yeah.
have learned a lot of the lessons that Suze is talking about, and I'm learning to fix those mistakes. I am also someone who was born into probably not as much as Stephen, but absolutely, born parents, doctors, therapists.
Right.
Private school.
Right.
And then, there's a lot of stuff I relate to in this book. So
all the part about how
parents.
your parents' fucked up financial behavior infects you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so kind of that part's and a lot of stuff about living wills versus trusts and probate court. And to quote my mother, which she'll agree with Susan here, she says, one of the main things in a lasting relationship is to be able to communicate financially.
It's I always say you have to have sexual compatibility, obviously like emotional compatibility, but financial compatibility is so important too, and it's not talked about.
And I think those inform the other. I think if you are fighting about finances, that will affect the sexual compatibility.
Of course, and the emotional compatibility because you don't
Absolutely.
trust the person. But you know what? I have a series on my Instagram about financial secrets. It's like every time I post
I love
it,
that series.
it's so, people tweet about it. They're like, my favorite part of the week is when Mrs. Dow Jones exposes people for hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars from their spouses.
I'm always shocked when you post those, and I love that you do. And this is why, again, I'm so happy we're having this conversation, because I've always tried to be really honest about money, and I think it's really important to just be like, this is how much I make, this is how much I have, this is how much my rent is. It's just let's just put that out there because.
But are your parents I feel like even our
but our parents are also they're always lying to us and not telling us the truth.
But no, but isn't that so weird?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just find that our generation is so much more transparent. I know you guys are obviously boomers. I'm Gen Z, but it's cool to hang out with adults.
Yeah.
No, it's cool.
I think
You're 19 and a half, is that right?
Yeah, I just turned 19 and a half.
Cool.
But the parent thing is so wild. It's they really do just bury it and I feel so awkward
There's
about it.
so much shame wrapped up
So
in
weird.
their association with money, and so much and way too much pride wrapped up
Pride
in it as well.
and also are projecting so much onto you that if we told them they wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
And it's no, try me.
Literally,
Pretty sure
try me, bitch.
Yeah, try me, bitch. Come for me, honey.
Number one thing I feel things in this book talked about that I wish I was taught either in college, high school, literally elementary school. Don't open and close a credit card.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that because it's really not talked about, and for people in high school, it's a huge thing. But can I just say something though?
Yeah, but wait, let's get to you. So
But
kind
wait,
of a little bit. Yes.
have you ever identified as broke? That's my question.
I've never felt like I didn't have a cushion.
Right.
I always knew that if things got bad, that I had I could go to my parents.
Right.
It would be can you Venmo me or something like that, which is so shameful.
It's a little more
it's
Daddy, can I have $500?
It's so shameful and annoying. And so I've not felt broke, but I felt penny pinchery, but I've always been taken care of.
Right.
I don't want anyone to think I'm not an heiress.
Right.
I am an heiress.
Right.
Okay. I am not.
Right. So I'm kind of the only non-heiress.
Yeah, non-heiress.
I'm the non-heiress at the table.
And I also want to say that as a financial pop star, I was not the kid who grew up and was hustling the lemonade stand and selling
you weren't making money from the beginning.
Yeah,
being
the 9-year-old who has the NFTs. That was not me.
No, I know. I mean, I hate that trope. Can I just say?
It's the worst trope.
I'm so sick of the we need to push our 8-year-old entrepreneurs and just the lemonade stand myth is it's so annoying.
The only reason you have a lemonade stand is so that you, the child, get lemonade. And you get to have some of the cookies. If you're that entrepreneurial at a young age, maybe you need to go to a school for special kids.
Okay, well that brings it back to me because I used to sell gum when I was 11, 12. Yeah, it was
That's
this.
a great
It was this
hustle.
kind of retro gum called Freshen Up, and it squirted
Oh, it
out.
squirted.
Was this
Yeah.
an MLM?
This was just me. I should have started an MLM
actually
from
could
it.
have
I
started
created
your
my
own
own LMS.
childhood
So I would
pyramid
buy.
scheme.
It wasn't sold a lot
Lula
of
Rose.
places. Yeah, very Lula Rose. So I would buy some packs. They were each 50 cents, and I'd sell them for $1, 50% at
That's
markup.
literally crazy.
And you sold them to who?
Other kids in my class.
Boom.
So their
Yeah,
parents
boom.
wouldn't let them have gum.
what
but you
was
were
your
the-
sales pitch?
I was just this is gum you can't get anywhere.
Okay, so it was scarcity.
Yeah, scarcity,
Creates
niche,
value.
streetwear,
Yeah.
kind of,
It's very
retro.
supreme. Very supreme.
The Freshen Up drop is coming on Friday.
Freshen Up X Elf White.
And I remember my student
Freshen Up X
associate
Oshkosh.
teacher was oh, my friends and I used to call that, she says this to a group of 12-year-olds, oh, my friends and I used to call that cum gum.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Not
and
wrong.
Not wrong. We all look at her and we're like, what's cum?
Wow.
And that brings it back to Suze, because Suze no likey cum.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now that we've laid the groundwork, we're sort of the audience for this book, which are
Yes,
like people who have never been taught about money. And Suze is here to be like, hey, it's me, Suze, and I'm actually one of you guys. And I just want to talk to you about some stuff that's super important because you're young enough to make a difference in your financial life.
Exactly. And she's kind of like, this is what a Roth is. Like, maybe you're like, oh, who cares about retirement?
It's basically a pretty standard like financial advice book.
Yes.
I mean, she does say like, and there's some, she'll contradict herself sometimes because like she'll be like, I am not going to sit here and tell you about budgeting 101.
I know.
Okay, I will not tell you to not have the latte. Because I think we all remember there was like some Dr. Phil or Oprah special in the 90s that I feel like that was like the only thing I knew about financial literacy. That was like someone being like,
Don't have
the latte every day. You'll save $3,692 a year. And it's like, that's money in your pocket.
We'll get to this, but like, first of all, it's like the next generation of like financial influencers. We have pushed back so much against the penny pinching because it's
the
about
avocado toast.
Yeah, it's about building wealth. It's about learning how to, because there's a floor to how much you can cut, but there's no ceiling to how much you can make.
No, and I'm so glad
spending
you
all
said
your
that.
energy,
right? Because we're playing in the margins. If all you're doing is cutting out lattes,
yeah, it's like, oh, don't get a hair. That's literally what she said. If you're getting a haircut every 6 weeks, maybe we push it every 8. I'm like, what if you need a haircut to like get a job, just so you like haircuts?
Because cause she kind of goes back. She does basically then gets to this whole section where she does give all of this like budgeting advice.
Yes, and I think also promotes shame.
Yeah,
like that's my issue with her and with Dave Ramsey, who's another like big financial guru of that time. It was basically her and Dave, but like they are just so judgmental. Just like so,
and that's what makes people
shame.
Not look at their bank account, not look at their credit card
statement, and not talk
statement.
about money with their friends
Exactly.
and their lovers
and
their family, and it's so toxic.
I
It's
respect
so toxic.
about both of you as two fabulous heiresses who may not have access to the trust yet. Is that meme of someone like the idea of like, oh, that guy wearing like a dirty hoodie in Greenpoint like actually is like an heir and won't talk about it, and it's just like people it's like are so ashamed of being poor, but also so ashamed of being rich because they want it's like everyone wants to be kind of just like.
Well, there's a huge also problem in that the internet, I think, has a big factor in it, which like with poverty cosplay and like everyone.
No, it's true. TikTok loves like rich talk is a thing where people like to see you living lavishly, but they also come for you.
Right.
Like I got cummed for. I get cummed on.
I get a lot of people come for me as well.
A lot of people are I know last night, this morning. Hello. Yes, producer
Which
Meg.
also brings me to her writing style a little bit,
Oh my
not
God,
the
I love
advice
it.
about internet. It's like, so this was written in the early 2000s, and it's like she writes it like it is a blog with so many links.
I love
but she
it.
is just
So many
being like,
links.
she's like, please go to www.ficocreditunion.com.
MyFICO because I was trying to look up my
HTTP.
and I'm like, it's literally a book.
Yeah.
What's not clicking? Okay, what I find so effed up is that I tried to figure out my FICO score and my credit score for this episode, and I couldn't figure out a free way to do it.
There's a link on my website.
Okay, so now you're Suze.
Okay, so now thank you,
financeschool.com/free.
So I really can find out my FICO and my
let's do it
credit.
right now.
Can we
Let's
actually
do
do
it.
it
Yeah,
right
let's
now?
do it right now.
Okay.
Celebrity Book Club.
So while you pull that up, one of the things that I do actually really like, though, that I think is accurate and think that something my stockbroker told me many years ago.
I love that you
Stephen
have
has
one.
a stockbroker.
So actually, my stockbroker right now is like a jock I went to high school with,
Hot.
who's like the son of like my parents' stockbroker.
Okay, Shador. We keep it in the fam.
We absolutely keep it in the fan. It's very one of
Hell
those,
yeah, this family shit.
like it's all about family and Boston shit. But one day he said this thing to me many years ago, which was invest in yourself. And it was basically that advice was like, invest in whether it's like taking a class or education or like buying like podcasting equipment, like
No,
stuff.
that is true.
Like those are always good investments.
Always.
Because it's just like anything that is enriching for you, even if it's not something that leads to you making money later. Okay, Lily is just pulling up her is it your credit score or your FICO?
This is my credit score.
Wow. Okay.
On
I feel like
Chase. It's 6. This is what I don't get. It's 638.
woo,
Which is me.
It says,
But it says poor.
Now, when
And
they
I've
say
gone
poor,
down-
does that mean you're poor? Or the credit score is not
trying
of
to
good
find
quality?
And I think it is because, and I will share a few things.
Does this have to do with your family?
This also goes to me investing in myself and putting costumes for a web series on a credit card that then I forgot about and didn't pay. And it was a store credit card.
This was
for
your
Kohl's.
Your Kohl's card.
I
Wow,
got-
$788. That's
$788.
beautiful.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
What's insane to me is you need to like take on debt in order to have a credit score.
I know.
Capitalism. They want you to finance a fucking Kia.
Right. They want you to
But
finance
it's
the
to be-
boat you
but
don't
you
need.
want to. It's to show that you are like safe hands to lend money to.
But what's insane, so it's like, so my whole life, I never had a credit card until 2 years ago because I was like, that seems dangerous to me to be able to like buy stuff that I might not be able to afford. I always want to know that I have the money to buy the things that I want. I never want to be in a situation where I'm like leveraging myself. So download the app.
You can download it, yeah. Or you
Wait,
can do
so
it on
yours was
So,
$788.
$788 down.
but for a long time, my credit score, so when the last time I had to get an apartment, I like did finally get a credit score and my credit score was 4.
Because you had never had a
Because I'd
credit card.
never had a credit card. I'd never had student loans. I'd never had anything. So it was just like,
You had no history.
no history. So the number was just 4.
No, but this happens too. I mean, that's hilarious, but also sad. But like
I'm crying.
I'm crying laughing. But like that's the issue though, is that people think that they're being safe with their money, that they're being really responsible by not borrowing money, by not having a credit card. But it's actually like this integral part of our society where like you have to have that track record of borrowing money and showing that you can pay it back in order to like get a house. Or you know what I thought was crazy is she said that employers check your credit score. I don't think that's true.
I don't think they do
They
anymore,
certainly
but I
don't.
think
that-
I'm sure like in the 80s and 90s, like doing
That's
a background
so
check. I
crazy,
know.
though.
Isn't that gross?
I thought that was gross. I was like, and that's so like weird that you are able to like be like, I don't want to hire that person because they have a bad credit score.
And so I can't like rely on. I also was annoyed by her. I get she is like who she is, and like her whole thing is know the credit cards, so like I can help you with them. But I do feel like she was on team credit card, like sometimes.
She
and
was.
I'm-
No, she was very.
She is
she
on
was
top
Yeah,
credit
and she's
card.
like, hey, look, like, why would they give you a lower interest rate if like this? Like, you think these guys want to like rely on you to like pay up safe? And I was like, okay, narc, like.
Yeah, literal
Yeah.
narc who got in trouble. She got in huge trouble for like selling a debit card that she basically was marketing as a prepaid debit card that could help your credit, and then it
Okay.
didn't actually help your credit.
Wait, so she was being so fire fast and like
She was
had
being
a-
so fire fast. She was being Kendall Jenner. She was being Bella Hadid about it and had to like walk it back.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And was like selling like a grocery store Panera.
Yeah, like literally selling
card,
like something
like-
that does not affect it to your financial track record at all. It's literally just a Panera gift card. That's
because she
so-
does give that advice of like, which I think, Stephen, is what you did, which is like you get a credit card and like prepay and put like $300 on it.
Well, here's
Well,
the
as
thing.
you know, I used to have a Visa Bucks card in high school. And
The
that,
Visa Bucks story is insane because you like made a website to trick your parents into like.
because I had my parents like password, so I could add money to my own like little fake teen
Oh, I
credit
love
card.
that.
And like I was always doing it like in little bits, and then like one day like my parents like obviously got the credit card bill and like found out that I was just like adding money to my fake teen card. So I literally like as a teen hacker created an entire fake website that mirrored the actual Visa Bucks like HTML
Oh my
on my
God.
own like GeoCities site
Whoa.
and created this whole fake press release that said that there had been a security breach at the Visa Bucks
Oh
like
my God.
mainframe, and it resulted in like extra money being added to your teen's account.
Did they buy it?
I think that my dad like was so like he obviously knew something was insanely sus about it, but was so just maybe like,
This
damn,
is
like
too insane, and if
she
you-
really went overboard for this. Like, I guess I kind of gotta give it to her. Like, all right, like it was $300, whatever. Maybe we'll just move on from this.
I love that. Wow, it's amazing what you can get done when you have like a fire under your ass.
No, I know. No, it literally turned me
Make a
into just like
website.
a full web programmer.
Because in that moment you said, "Wow, I am stealing money."
Yeah, I was like,
you looked at yourself in the mirror and you said, "Ooh, am I gonna go to jail?"
I'm going to jail. I'm a
my
full
parents are
thief.
putting me in
In jail.
jail.
I hate when parents do that.
Well, I was just like, I mean, and we were just using that money to go to the
movies. Which is right. Like when she gets to her budgeting thing, she's like, if you love going to the movies and then factor in the beer and the pizza that happens after the movies, like what about going to movies once a month? And then she's always saying, like, instead of getting a $10 martini, and hello, I'd like to find a place where I can get a $10 martini, get wine.
Yeah, maybe in Des Moines.
So then I'll like split the check equally, which I'm very like pro that, and not being so you owe me 7, you owe me 9 culture.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
I mean, Venmo culture is the saddest thing on earth. When I see couples Venmoing each other,
that's horrifying.
It's the saddest thing on earth.
Electricity.
Yeah, or just like ramen icon 16.
Yeah. No,
I'm
that
like,
is where
live together.
I know. But maybe that is their financial transparency, because I think it's the same way that like people have weird sex relationships. I think people have like weird kinky finance relationships.
There's a difference of being like, I got this, let's like split it, and one just like make the fucking Venmo private. It's the ramen back and forth is means like the tensions are building up if they don't.
It's like there needs to be some sort of like.
But you guys are more like relationship-y than me, so tell me.
What? Oh, like you're always
in a relationship. Yes.
What I do love about in the relationship section is she says that basically like you should both contribute as much as you can. It should not be like you contributed equal dollar amount.
No, I agree with that.
It depends on income. So it's just like, and you should, if you're making like 75% of the income between the two of you, you should be contributing to 75% of the rent. And I would say that generally should apply to like food and outings and everything else
100%.
too.
And I also think you have to be generous. Like that's, I don't like being grubby about money. I think is so, and I also think
not hot.
I also think energetically it tells the universe that like you're holding on too much to it. Like I always think that you have to be very free with money. Like you have to be capable to give it away.
I'm clapping.
Yeah. And I'll say in my relation, we live together, share expenses. So it's like my girlfriend does, I'll put her on blast, make more money than me. So
okay, girl boss.
She total girl boss, but like she pays a little more in rent. But it's like, let's take it to the summer. I had like a lot of money saved and she had like some more extra like emergency expenses. And it's just like the car needed like new brakes or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to pay more on the car, one, which I drive and you can't drive. So it's like, I'm going to pay more on that because I figure it's like something also will happen down the line where then like I've been broker and she's like covered it.
Yeah.
And so
that is what a relationship is about.
Yeah.
Supporting each other and not like fighting. It's the margin play of the ramen.
Margin play is really the ramen
horrifying.
Margin play.
And I have to say, I could not agree with you more about this concept of money, that money should be flowing, it should be free. The problem with the fucking world, the problem with the economy, is that you have some people that are sitting on an insane huge pile of money and not sending around. If everyone just had to like spend, put it into circulation,
but also
get it out there.
It.
Well, and also, and that is
that's
using
the whole,
it in a way.
No,
but
I'm
it's
saying but that's why so many people, women especially, just have all of their money in savings,
doing nothing,
thinking,
nothing. Oh,
yeah,
you're making
but they're
0.1%
hoarding
a year.
it.
Well,
exactly.
okay, but here's a question for you because this is I do have a Roth IRA, but you guys both have stocks and I do not.
I actually.
Well, we make sure that the money in your Roth is actually invested? Because a lot of people just fund the IRA, but they don't actually invest the money.
Okay, I don't have the Vanguard app, but that is something we should do off the pod.
Yeah,
it's probably you have it in some sort of Vanguard fund.
No, but you have to actually do, it's an extra step that most people forget about.
Wow.
Oh,
so I want to make sure that she did.
Yeah, let's make sure they
So
did it.
that was something I did 2 years ago.
That's awesome.
And that is the whole thing with like retirement. I was absolutely a YFNB where I was like, well, I'm struggling to pay bills and I still like want to go out and just like I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Why would I invest in my retirement? But I was like, well, let me then finally my sister was like, just start this Roth. And I was like, okay, literally all I can afford to put is $25 in
That's all that
a
matters.
month. But it's like you're supposed to start it.
You're
and this
starting.
is Club Kids just started earlier because the interest fucking pound.
Yes,
Suze,
exactly.
yeah.
I was just thinking like, wow, like Lily, like you are the person in the statistic that it's like Sarah puts $25 in her Roth starting at age 18. Lily starts at age 34.
At 42.
At 42.
And puts in 500. And it's like, Sarah's going to have a lot more.
Sarah has a billionaire.
Sarah has 1.6 mil.
32. I started at 32.
Okay, better late than never.
So, but her example
And
was
your life expectancy is 59.
Yeah, with my diet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 32 we'll see. And I've upped it to $50 a month and I would love to up it to $100 a month.
You do what you can when you can.
Yeah.
Well,
very
I liked what she said though about like switching your mindset from like splurging to like making like saving alluring. Like I think for you probably like it's like, oh, that $50 means like something fun is happening in your life or whatever, but it's like being able to look past that experience and like imagine how much self-esteem you would have if you were able to give yourself that gift of $100 a month in your IRA.
And that is something that is valuable too.
It's discipline, it's building self-esteem, it's showing that you have your own back. Like it is so beautiful. There's a whole thing about when you get your paycheck, like even before your paycheck hits your checking account, if you work for a company, they'll take out your 401k, which is why it is valuable to put money
as a freelancer artist, right? It's like I don't have a 401.
No, but you could automatically you could create a high yield savings account where you're putting automatic deductions into every month from your checking account. And you're also making sure that you have direct deposit set up to all of your fixed expenses.
What is the deal with the high yield savings? It seems
so basically there's 3 tiers of financial goals. So the first tier of financial goals.
I've seen Lily's eyes immediately glaze
I'm
over.
interested.
Okay, listen up, sweetie.
Okay.
Listen up, okay? Tier 1 doesn't apply to you because you do not get an employer match, okay?
Yeah.
But for our club kids who work for the man, yeah, I said the man. Okay, Rupert Murdoch, if you're listening, give these kids a match. If you get that fucking match, if it's offered, take it. It is free money. That is tier 1. That, and I want you to just start your goddamn emergency fund in a high yield savings account. Go to financeschool.com/free. I have the account to fund. It's not sponsored, but I love them. Just do it. You save your first $1,000 first in it. Okay. So this is what we're saying about a lot of finance is just habit based.
See, what I fall for is sales.
No, me too. But see, here's the thing about sales though, is it's like, you know what a great sale is?
Not buying.
Yeah.
No, I fall for sales too because you're like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden you're buying a velour jacket that you didn't even need.
But okay, velour, I gave it to you first of all.
I was actually talking about a different velour jacket that I didn't buy, but yes. Miss Dow here gave me a beautiful custom purple velour zip-up hoodie and matching
for your damn
pants.
recovery.
Yeah. That says finance is cool on the back of the hoodie and then the assets.
Boom.
Can I just
Genius.
Yeah,
genius.
By the way, can I say?
Can I say that what we're talking about is the emotions behind money, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're literally writing on you're saying exactly this is it, right? This is the core of why it's hard because it's all emotional. So you're thinking, oh, I'm getting this deal, and you got compulsive about it the same way like you got compulsive about if a guy texted you back or
it's an addiction.
if,
seeing a sale and then seeing some in your card and you're like,
oh, you're eating one goldfish and then all of a sudden you've eaten the whole bag.
You have the relationship, and that's fucking capitalism, but it's like you have the relationship to the things you want to buy, and especially with products and clothes and shit for your house or whatever, because
it's defining you as a person too, and we all want to be seen as affluent and together, and we have style, and we putting this time into curating ourselves.
A, there's that where it's we define by what we buy and how we present ourselves. B, there's an actual even sicker illness, which is the thrill of purchasing.
Yes. Yeah.
That I am afflicted by.
Same.
Where
don't you feel like you sort of dare yourself every time you make a purchase?
Yes.
You love furniture, you like home decor, and we all know Steven loves clothing. So these are value-based categories for you guys, and there's nothing to feel guilty about putting money into them because
they do give us
so much pleasure.
Enjoyment.
Yeah, you wouldn't do. There's other things that you are not spending money on because it doesn't matter to you. But the point is,
I never spend money in my car because I don't have one.
Exactly, you're saving money on auto. You don't play that.
Steven saving so much on auto,
and that for you is a zero category. Yeah. Celebrate that.
But celebrate your zeros.
Obviously, I have a boat.
You have a boat. I was telling them that when I was studying for my CFP, it made me realize in America that everyone wants a boat. It really is the American dream because every single example was Paul got a boat and his expenses went up this amount.
No, and I feel actually where we're from, Massachusetts, it's more REI. It's more keeping up with the Joneses, having the most fabulous kayak. It's
dead. But can I say,
camping gear
with the value-based spending thing, I think that that's something that my work as the next generation after Suze Orman, who imparted, I think, a lot of guilt for people about spending. In her, if you read this book, you would be okay, so doing it right is basically literally spending nothing. And she says you can use your credit card, which was crazy.
Well, she says pay your rent with your credit card in your 20s.
No, it was crazy. She literally was like, you can pursue your dream and just put it on your credit card. And I was like, maybe we don't give that advice.
Because then she's saying,
because then you're saddled with thousands of dollars of credit card debt.
I know. And I agree with her that having a career is so much better than having a job.
Yes.
And she was saying, okay, these are broke people who don't have benefactors in their lives who can support them as they pursue a dream. But
Which is why I opened the Kohl's credit card to get costumes, but it's like...
to pursue your dream.
Yeah, to wear a costume.
Of dressing like Monica Lewinsky.
I think she's right that you should spend your 20s like, yes, you do shitty jobs or whatever, but at some point, like, the goal is to get a career that you really like so that you're not in a job you hate when you're 50, you know?
No,
and
I
then
agree
buying
with that.
things that to make you feel better.
I agree with that. I think quality of life is so improved when you're doing something that you are passionate about and that too many people hate their jobs. What I don't agree with is like the guilt around spending. And the antidote for that, which like both of you I want to use, because you with clothing, you with home decor.
I don't think I spend that much on home decor.
Or food and...
I think I'm a little more...
I love this defensiveness. Like, okay, I'm not some crazy decor head.
I think I'm...
You're always like, I didn't buy 3 dolls at estate sales last week.
Yes.
You're constantly buying dolls at estate sales.
But think about it. You could buy those guilt-free if you were using value-based spending.
Right. It's about...
No, and I don't think you should feel guilty. I should just like embrace the fact that you buy dolls at estate sales.
Yes, and I do, and then sometimes I'm like, you've had enough dolls. Mm-hmm. But yes, it's a mixture of dolls, thrifting, clothes. It's I'm multi.
The biggest thing is like asking yourself before you're making the purchase, why am I doing this?
I think that is huge because there have been times definitely where I feel like I see myself shopping online and I'm looking at things or like looking on eBay and it's like I'm actually just
bored.
I'm looking. Yeah, it's bored. I'm looking for, or I'm looking.
It's like TikTok.
I have something to do. And I don't want to do it, and I'm distracting myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to like write that email.
Which, by the way, give yourself permission to take a walk. Like all of this is like, you know what I mean? Like so much of it is us just like taking in content because we don't want to do the thing that we're doing, and it's like that's actually not making you feel relaxed or like more capable. Like go take a walk, go be outside.
There's other ways to procrastinate other than shopping.
Yeah,
just to throw that out there. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
that is so true.
It's huge.
There's 2 more things that I just want.
Yes, we
just
have
topics I really want to get into really quickly. First of all, about getting raises because she has this whole thing about how to get a raise, and it's just like,
which I think read the passage.
She's like, you need to make yourself indispensable to your manager and your team. And then she's like, state your case before you sit down with your manager. Submit a written record of your responsibilities and achievements. It's like, that's crazy to me. Like, if you send a list of just being like, these are all the things I did. It's like, when you ask for a raise, like, you should just be as short and concise as possible and just be like.
Then she said, if you go to the meeting and they haven't reviewed it, tell them that it's okay and that you would like to reschedule.
Right, I'm just like, this is so pathetic.
Yeah, I'm like, what? But it is really important to know the numbers. Like when you have to make your case for yourself.
I think you should have that in the back pocket, but if you come in with this whole...
Have you ever gotten a raise?
Yeah.
So tell us how you did it.
When I used to work at this branding agency, Wolf Owens, when I first started working there, I was getting $50 an hour, which at the time for me was like, I thought I was getting away with murder.
That is a lot.
It was a lot. And I worked there for like 9 months or so. And I was like, you know what? I've been working for a while. Like, this company obviously has a lot of money. Like, I should phrase, I emailed HR and I was just like, hi, I'm wondering if we can increase my rate. I want it to be 75. I'm going to say 80 to give them something to come back with. I said 80. They came back with 75 like that. A week later, I'm in the office and like one of my like boss type persons was like, oh, I heard you finally asked for a raise.
Oh my God.
I know. So I was actually like already being too afraid by waiting that long.
Wow.
And now my rate is double that.
Which I feel like is a major lesson I need to learn. Like I always feel
the
like
confidence.
I'm worth like $2 an hour.
No, I know.
Not always, but I mean like I definitely do. And in my kind of just cleaning business, I feel like I've gone better with that where I'm like, this is the rate, deal with it.
Can I say something as a boss?
Yeah.
So as a boss, employees that I've had who did not negotiate, I always find like I'm like, oh, like this is not going to work out. Like to me, it's always a really big red flag if someone doesn't like take the weekend to review your pay offer and like, do all of that due diligence and like come back to you and like make you feel like both sides should feel like they're getting away with something.
Yes.
Like you have to like a good negotiation is where both people feel like they sort of lost, but also like they won.
Come with a higher number so that you give them something to meet you at.
So I actually have steps on Mrs. Dow Jones on my TikTok, on my Reels. I have step by step how to get a raise, how to use inflation to get a raise, all of that. So I got you.
ROTH segments.
What does she eat? What does she wear? How does she live?
What does she eat? I mean, she's so like early 2000s, like she's smoothie, not juice.
She's like sugary Jamba Juice smoothie,
Yeah,
like
I
the
feel like
mango
I-
madness.
Yeah, she's
Huge.
so-
she's like, I'll get strawberries, watermelon, pineapple,
I mean,
kiwi,
can we just say it?
protein powder.
Could she be more edible arrangements?
Oh my god,
edible.
she's surprising her.
She's P.F.
beloved
Chang's at the
partner-
mall.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and this is, I mean, a total of how does she live? It's like she wrote this book before she was out, and I think the way she says partner and life partner
Oh
and
yeah,
significant
you know,
other,
she's
it
laying
makes
the runway, sweetheart.
Yeah, she's like, and whether it's your
She's
wife
leaving
or
that
significant
door
other
open.
or partner, you're like, rich dad, poor dad, like, don't eat my cheese. He does not say life partner in his book.
Don't eat my cheese.
So she's Jamba Juice. She's getting an edible arrangement.
I feel like
for
she's
her
very
lover.
packaged food. Like she's not like, or she's not farmer's market. She's very like
Caesar
pre-cut veggies.
salad wrap.
Yes, Caesar salad wrap is so her
Her
culture.
whole diet is just in airport.
Oh, it is. That is literally her favorite kind of food.
SIBO Express at Terminal
Yes.
5.
Yeah.
Baked by Melissa.
She loves Mexican night. You know, she loves a margarita.
Loves
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
because
And we
she-
go out for margaritas
Yes.
once a week.
Yes, loves. Like, enjoys every sip.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is when I say, yes, this is for me. And like, you know, sometimes she's getting the taco salad bowl with the tortilla that keeps the
Yeah.
She's
salad.
very
Taco
bread
bowl.
bowl. Like, she's
Yes.
very like
Panera bread bowl, taco
She's very like
bowl.
foods that if you knew the calorie count of, you would be shocked.
Right, like a salad that actually is 5,000
Yeah,
calories.
yeah. Like a ranch chicken
Yeah.
bacon Caesar. 100%.
But I feel like maybe her partner got her to switch to like tea from coffee like 6 years ago.
And like
She was
egg
like,
white omelet. I think
Suze,
she's very egg white omelet.
Your blood pressure is through the roof. And she's like, well, my weight is normal, but it's like she's at risk of heart attack.
Do you think that her partner is like a sturdy femme?
Her partner is a sturdy femme.
And
it's like,
they like both wear
longer hair.
right,
But
slightly
also like
longer hair, but they're both in like the squarest blazers.
Yeah, and so I think it's I mean, what does she eat? Fucking pussy. But I don't think for hours.
No.
She's just like
on the clock.
she knows how to make
Yeah.
her partner of many years
What?
complete.
She's in the palm of her hands.
Literally.
Yeah.
Closing bell boots. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding a ding ding. Yeah, can't top that.
Oh, okay.
What does she
she
wear? I mean, insane, just like 90s pantsuits.
a lot of
with, like,
animal print.
Yeah, but she only has one, like she has one blazer. Like there's been like a lot of like fodder around the fact that she's like, and I've had this blazer for 12 years.
Oh, she famously has. Okay.
Yeah. She's very much
a
like, you
signature.
don't need many things. And
Right.
she's very much like, I'm driving my Subaru.
I feel like she's very also like Tommy Bahama and still.
Well,
is
she has a
buying-
fucking island.
Yeah, she has an island, so that's why she's.
She's Tommy Bahama. She's Susan
Suze
Bahama.
Suze Bahama.
Suze Bahama. Tons of linen, tons of island linen.
No, I tell you, she's very SPF shirt actually.
Oh no, she's
High
because she
tech.
fishes.
Yeah.
Oh, but is she right? She's always on
She's
a boat.
Yeah.
There we
oh.
go. And she's always like in her SPF
I mean,
long
she,
sleeve
Yes,
with those
long
she
pockets.
obviously has just like at least 4 cousins who've had melanoma.
Yes,
So just like
yes.
she is highly conscious of
Gets
sun.
screened
She's getting
now.
screened every 2 months because she's already just like so leathery and so Florida.
She is so funny.
Thank you for bringing up the whole boat thing because I just discovered. I think I started following her like last year. I think when I realized the fishing content. Like,
Oh, that's
her-
for you.
Yeah, she's getting big tunas. And what's that brand? Huck? It's like a fishing brand.
That's not ringing a bell. for
Okay,
me.
yeah, it's like they have a fold in the back and it's a flap, and every shirt is SPF 100 and
Fold in the back.
like a flap. Like an open flap.
Oh,
I
where
don't-
like the back is lower than the front in this way.
Oh, the top is higher
It's kind
than the
of
front.
back
Go-
bib.
Go to huck.com
/boots.
/collections/boots and use 10% boots at checkout. So, yeah, it's linens, it's one blazer, and it's SPF wear.
Do you think that her wedding was like that classic lesbian wedding where they're both wearing like white linen suits?
On the beach barefoot.
So you don't think that the other girl's a femme?
I think the other girl did wear more of a
I think
beachy linen.
I think the other girl's the bottom, and I think that she's definitely a tiny bit more femme with like longer hair. But I don't think that. I think they're both.
Neither is like super.
Okay, so we were right. We were wrong about her having long hair, but we're basically right that she's
Really?
just pretty similar. Another like
But
leathery,
she got work. They've gotten work done though.
another leathery like 80s
wow.
lesbian.
Okay, but she
These are
is-
everyone's lesbian aunts.
Yes.
Yes, they are your aunts, like Kathy and Kathy.
Kathy and Liz.
Okay. But there is something about like just the way Suze, we're looking at this photo, we're at a fundraiser, obviously. And Suze has her arm around the
Yes.
shoulder. It is a little.
she's a top.
It's a top.
She's a top.
She's
hun.
a-
But
And
yes,
this
they
is
are both
my-
like short hair blazers. See, here, the wife actually looks butcher.
But in that way that like all lesbians of that generation look.
Yeah, that generation, all of a sudden, they have silver hair and they both have short hair and they're both catching 6 foot
They're
tunas.
catching 6 foot perches.
Oh, she's a
And they're all just
Cancer.
like breast cancer survivor.
No, they're head to back to what does she wear? Everyone is like head to toe fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer schmancer.
The way they're all so fuck cancer. So how does she live? Brown leather couch.
Well, the island, I think.
Or do you think they're just so
matches-
floored and everything is like white marble?
It is a little more Jimmy Buffett, Tommy Bahama to me.
I agree. I completely agree.
Like I'm
I
seeing
think it's like horrible prints.
Prince, Island Prince.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty like blazered up and like they're both
And do you
pretty
feel like
blazer
that's
in
part
pants.
of like in that time to be a financial guru, you had to be lesbian because it is masculine, considered masculine to talk about
Money.
money.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think that's why she got where she is in her field.
Should I come out?
No, actually no, but this
Well, you have
goes-
a lesbian sister.
That's true, it
So
counts.
that gives you
It
that
counts. I have
power.
clout.
Wait, oh, you're so
LGBTQRZY.
Anne Hathaway with her gay brother.
Oh, I'm
And
so
you're just
Anne
like,
Hathaway.
the LGBTQIA community is hugely important to my journey, and I am so grateful to them for their support.
And your
I am
sister
grateful to them.
is your lesbian sister is like a she boss and a doctor.
Is she, and Lily's always trying
She's
to
a
set her up.
doctor?
She's a surgeon, and she's in Boston, so you can see her because
Wait,
you're
she's
going
a-
back there tonight.
What, does she work at MGH, Man's Greatest Hospital?
yes, she does.
Wait, does she really?
Yes, she does.
Not the master.
Where my parents met.
By the way, Lily's obsessed with her.
I
parents.
know.
I don't
We
know if
can't-
you know this, yeah.
It all goes back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, what's it about? What she's wearing? Okay. So she has. I
Oh
think she
no,
has her
I
outfit-
just
she
wanted
has-
to say that Suze Orman is the top because she once famously said, "I'm a virgin."
Right. She said, I'm a virgin because I've never been penetrated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is
When did she say that? What website are you on?
because she's a
That was
genius.
definitely
I
like
don't know.
a 2011 GQ quote. I don't
yeah,
know.
It was, the
like,
most random quote. I mean, I'm obsessed with that statement. I think she may mean she's never been penetrated by like a human penis.
human dick and wasn't counting for. But I still think
But
she's
I
wearing
still
the
think
strap.
She's strapping.
How does
Okay.
she live? White marble, huge. I mean, the kitchen is
I think
massive.
it's dated. I think it's dated.
Yeah, it feels like
Feels pretty dated.
98 to me.
Do you
Yeah,
think
feels
do you
98
think
to
there's
me
like
as
a
well.
silly a framed thing in the bathroom, just like what happens in the bathroom stays in the bathroom?
Yes.
It's like,
For
no
sure,
matter
yeah.
where I serve my guests, it seems they like my kitchen best.
Yeah.
Like, in my kitchen. Yeah. Or like a coffee cup that's like, there's wine in here.
Right. Okay.
Very,
like,
very
some
much.
wine mom
they can't
stuff.
go to Maine. They love Maine. I think they love Maine.
They love
can't-
They love the
They love
island.
Kennebunket.
But like
Kennebunkport,
Kennebunkport?
Yeah.
famous Bush family retreat.
right, they had it's like their island house is islanded out.
Is her New York apartment just like very? I feel like it's kind of a little bit like.
I feel like it's in
Countess
Trump
Luann,
Tower.
Where it's
Yes,
okay, wait. Oh, it's
absolutely.
actually literally in Trump Tower.
She's like, it's sorry, Trump Tower is just convenient. Okay,
I got a good deal.
The
yeah.
kitchen's like
not
black
Trump
marble.
Tower to me, it's just a
There's
tower.
parquet
Yeah.
floor. It's just a tower, honey. Okay, I don't care what you call it.
I got a
I've
really
been here
good
for
deal.
25 years. It's got all the square footage I need.
I invested. The concierge staff is wonderful. The HOA fees are amazing.
You can get room service. Here's my hot take. I don't think that she takes her own advice about investing. I think that if you looked under her hood, I think she's totally together financially, but I think that she has like a portfolio that you could not believe that like she's invested in things that she definitely would not
I
condone.
100% agree.
Which is fine because if
Oh, you
you're
think she
giving
has
financial,
crypto?
yes, I think if you're giving financial advice to the masses, the
Sorry, she owns an island. It's like you don't
She owns
own
a damn island. I think but you know what's sad, I think, is that she could have ultimately made a lot more money, but she,
You
I
don't
think
the
had
island's enough.
no, I'm just saying, like, the fact that she had management who said, great, do this fucking prepaid debit card that's going to do
Right.
false advertising. Like, that's horrible business move. You're losing what is a financial influencer besides someone who has the trust of their audience and has proved that they, like, are a worthwhile source to learn from. And she's saying, okay, let me actually screw all of that trust that we built and sell you a product that's actually fake.
No, she's fake. But
Wow,
none
I'm
of us.
obsessed with that rant. Like literally go all the way up,
Yeah.
take her to church, to the gym, and then back to jail.
Okay.
Wait, who are you in the book?
Who are you in the book?
All right, you're the girl who like invested in the Roth like at 34.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You are.
I also feel
They're
like
42,
I'm
42.
like Kim who went to RISD and instead of taking the $65K toy design job, did like a lower job designing shoes.
I guess. I don't know. What salary position did you take at 24?
You're also the person in the book who like who's not asking for a raise.
Oh, yeah. I'm not asking for a raise.
I think I'm a little bit more Kim, the shoe designer,
Yeah, you're so Kim.
because I worked my way up and then I like took less money and then asked for raises and then like
But you weren't like
You showed your worth,
I
and
showed
then
my
you
worth.
said you
like,
can't live
I
without
worked
me.
for nothing. I made $21,000 a year working for Scott Stringer, and then I worked my way up to like.
Yeah, we're gonna name names. Scott Stringer.
Yeah, Scott Stringer paid me $21,000 to be deputy finance director for his campaign in
Here's my question, though.
2010.
But-
Nothing.
But was Trump offering you $65K for that same job?
Oh, and I said
Yeah,
no,
and you
so I
said
could work
no.
my way up the Dem ladder. No one was offering me anything.
So yeah, but you're also Mr. Visa.
I'm saying.
Oh my God, you're Mr. Visa.
Oh, I am Mr. Visa. Even though I don't have a Visa, I have such a children's credit card. It's from TD Bank. It's from my own bank.
But does it say Visa on it? Like, is it Visa back?
Oh, I think it is Visa back.
Yeah.
Who am I? Back to me.
Okay, back to you, our wonderful guest, Miss Dow Jones, at Miss Dow Jones.
Mrs.
I mean, in some ways
Mrs.
you are Suze Orman.
I guess you're
because
just Suze.
You do like, have a university.
No,
And
I
like
am.
you do have a course, and like, is that your debit card? We'll see.
And you are. And like, just like this book has told us to go to websites, you have been mentioning your website many
Website.
times.
Okay, wow, the writing's on the wall. Drag me to Phil. Sorry that I wanted you to say I was Mr. Amex. Okay, I was sort of fishing for that. Are you sure you don't want to take back your answer here?
No, you're
This is a
Suze.
place of fun, and you are Suze, and you will own an island.
And you will come.
Yes.
I can't wait.
But it's not going to be Tommy Bahama.
It's
It's going to be like
you're
fucking
buying,
Laura
you're-
Piana.
You're buying Epstein's Island and you're turning it into like a Laura Piana paradise.
What do you think about for Hinge, me saying, never have ever been to Epstein's Island? And that's so funny, but I like don't. No one has.
Do it.
No
Do
one
it
has.
now.
No one has
No, you
sense of
have to
humor.
be. Honestly, my Hinge profile is
very jealous.
hilarious
Yeah, be
and it gets me a lot
crazy.
of responses.
Because
Oh, really?
same thing with a raise. It's like if someone says no to that, then why would you want to date them anyway?
Yes.
You
Do
know?
not date your boss if they won't give you a raise.
And they won't give you
Do not
head.
fuck them if they won't get your hilarious Epstein Island.
Wait,
joke.
what are your other Hinge ones?
My whole Hinge strategy is to like do like non sequiturs. So it's just like you use a photo for like a prompt where you're not supposed to. So it's very like those things that are like, let's do this on our date from home, and it's like a selfie of me at the beach or something.
I love it. Hilarious.
Hilarious, actual definition
That's
of comedy.
cracking me
That's-
up right now. I'm uproarious with laughter.
I also have a hilarious voice note that I use.
Oh,
that's-
what's your voice note?
the voice note is, how do I pronounce my name? And it's me going, Jennifer Lopez.
I love it. So I'm going to do that too.
Yeah, take
Just
it.
do the
Take it.
J-Lo.
We're going for different demos. It totally works. All right. I give this book, I don't know, like $2 out of $5. I just feel like a lot of the advice you could just get from your stockbroker.
Or from Mrs. Dow
Or from
Jones.
Mrs. Dow.
Mrs. Dow.
And yeah, and it does feel dated with like the amount of shame as we've been discussing.
I give this book 2.5 out of 5. There is some like basic advice, but I wouldn't tell anyone to like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, you can find this information on the internet.
On financeschool.com.
Yeah, financeiscool.com.
Dow,
so.
what do you give this book rating?
I give this book 3 out of 5 chunky highlights. the 3 because I think that anytime that you're able to connect with people about money and like help them feel empowered, that is so powerful. And few people can do it. And she's someone who people listen to.
Right. Not
so
everyone like Steven has a stockbroker, so maybe you can't get that access.
Like even if we weren't like, okay, we're obsessed with all your advice and we love all your advice in year 2022, it is still amazing that this is like a bestseller that like has helped probably a lot of people. And I like that she tries to be approachable. I wouldn't recommend it to people. Like if you were like, hey, Haley, what's the best book about money? I would not say this book. But like I do credit where credit is due.
No,
super easy to read.
You don't have to come here with any financial literacy to understand what she's talking about. It is all in pretty normal terms. And like I will say websites like Investopedia, there's other things like I find them
they're gatekeepers.
They are gatekeepers. And they pretend like they're not and they are.
Investopedia 100%.
Haley, where can we find you? I know you have mentioned a few
just
times.
Said I'm most compatible with this guy.
Okay, I love a gap tooth.
No, but look at the fedora.
I mean, kind of McConaughey.
We're looking at a cool McConaughey on Hinge right now. We do think Haley should go for him.
100%. And the fact
Haley
that
is about to get married to a man in a fedora, and
by the way, you're invited. Okay, where can you find me?
Plug thyself.
Here's the thing: everywhere at Mrs. Dow Jones. But if you want to make it easy on yourself, get out your phone and type in financescool.com.
Boom.
Right there, it's got everything. You can find it all. I'll see you there, honey.
Boom. Okay.
You heard it
Stay
here,
rich,
folks. Stay rich. Financescool.com. Thank you so much, Haley, for joining us.
Thank you. It was a joy. Thank you for the Finance is Cool trucker hat I am wearing right now.
I adore you both. This is my favorite podcast. You know that. I'm a Patreon member.
Yes!
Hell yes.
That is a value-based purchase. Okay. Everyone needs to join. See you in the club.
We'll see you in the VIP lounge. We will be talking more with Mrs. Dow Jones about our personal finances.
Yeah, things are going to get crazy. We're looking at Steven's portfolio. We're going to look at my savings account that is not high yield. And Miss Dow is going to read us to filth and give us tips.
And really just break down what's going on with the money. Also, guys and sex and drugs, too.
Right, because we communicate about money. But anyway, you have to fucking pay up to hear us.
Only $5 a month will give you access to this week's VIP lounge and all the VIP lounges that we've had so far. And there have been many. So subscribe.
Stick around. Sub.
Best.
Cha-ching! Welcome to the VIP lounge with me, Steven. And oh yeah, Miss Dow, she's still here.
Yes.
In her Balenciaga sweater.
Yes, she got it to sample sale.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and sales.
We love a sale when it's
Wait,
Balenciaga.
can I guess the price?
Yeah, I guess it.
At the sample sale, it was $485.
It was $200.
No way!
Yeah.
That's such a fucking deal.
I know everything we were giving away was literally like, oh, you want this motorcycle bag? It's $200.
Wow. God, sample sales are such a good... I mean,
you have to wait for 5 hours. It was not good time value of money. Next time, if I get invited again, I'm going to get a TaskRabbit to go early for me.
Oh, that's way
Isn't
smart.
that so smart?
Just
And
to
then
hold
I
your place in line.
hold my place starting at the very beginning, and then I show up right before doors open.
Yeah.
Fresh blowout, ready to try on some clothes. Yeah.
So I want to get really real. So we're in the VIP
and
lounge.
And that's why we're in the VIP.
And guess what? The VIP lounge is actually in a booth.
Okay,
let's stop procrastinating. Steven, show us your stock portfolio.
Okay, so I just want to say I was looking at my portfolio today. I've really made a lot of money. I mean, not like Warren Buffett money, but I'm just like, the percentage increase has been really wild the past 2 years. And I think everyone has experienced this.
It's feeling it to
Except
everyone.
for some like me.
if you don't have a lot of exposure to the stock market, no.
That was just a taste of this week's VIP Lounge. To hear the rest of that segment and get another just like it every week, go to patreon.com/CBCthepod and sign up now for only $5 a month. Celebrity Book Club is presented by Prologue Project. Show is produced by Meg Murnane with editorial support from Leon Devok, Andrew Parsons, and Matt Lynn Kaplan. Our production manager is Persia Verlin. Original theme song by Stephen Phillips Horse. Artwork by Teddy Blanks, Chips, and Why. Follow us on Twitter at CBC The Pod. Subscribe in your favorite podcast app. Leave us a review and don't forget to tell your friends about us.